Good morning, everyone. It is. We have a connection issue. Here we go. Good morning, everyone. Hang on. There we go. Welcome, 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 welcome. Good morning. It's Thursday. Like I was saying, the truth vibrates the fastest Thursday. The truth will always come out. I'm going to call it Truthful Thursday. Let's go LFG, as Tom Brady says. Let's go, everyone. We got a great day in store for us. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Let's get the questions rolling. Good morning, Colleen. Good morning. Thank you, Team David Meltzer with the David Meltzer TV. David at dmeltzer.com if you want my 5 daily practices or my book. Just go ahead, reach out, or any other help. David at dmeltzer.com. Joseph, I have not seen you in a while. Yes, Drew, I am in Mission Beach right now. I had a great jog this morning on the boardwalk. LFG. Kate is here again. I love seeing you here, Kate. Thank you for showing up. It is Truthful Thursday. We're going to try to be as close to our truth as possible. We are going to pursue our potential, our truth, not what's missing, what we don't want, or what other people want for us, but our truth. We're not going to be afraid of other people. We're not going to be afraid of telling the truth. We're not going to be afraid of telling the truth because things happen, right? That's how the GPS of faith works. So all we do is diminish our own capacity when we're not truthful with others. So it is Truthful Thursday, and we want to make sure that we tell the truth. And that's all I got to say. Let's answer some questions today on Truthful Thursdays. Here we go. All right. What kind of research are you doing this week? Oh my goodness. I am researching chess. Researching chess, understanding how chess players see beyond the first move. And so I'm looking and studying Fischer and all the greats to see what mechanisms they use kind of in the King's Gambit of understanding scenarios and connecting the dots backwards. Because most of people are playing checkers with their life, and I want to play chess. Yes, watch the Queen's Gambit, one of the biggest surprises of all. And, really want to study how they do that and apply it to life. All right, here we go. Is there a specific quote from the Course in Miracles that has stuck with you? So many, but I am as God created me is the one that is always there. I am one, giving and receiving are one. I am as God created me. Are some of the best. It is Truthful Thursday. We're going to try our best to be truthful and pursue our truth, regardless of what we think other people are going to respond. Because guess what? Those are the people that will know the truth. And then you have just accelerated the dishonesty because you made a mistake and you lied about it. You really like to show off your life. Sorry, I couldn't read that one. All right. Why do people try to impress other people they don't even like? Oh, come on. We all want to feel better about ourselves. So we all, at times, try to impress people to make ourselves feel better. And we're not separate. We're not inferior. We're not superior. We're one. We are as God created us. Giving and receiving are one. When we give, we receive. And that's the truth. But sometimes we forget it. Like every other lesson, we forgot. Most valuable lesson your dad taught you. Wow, he taught me so many. I told Jakey Bakey a couple of them. One of the valuable lessons my dad taught me was eat before you go to a business meeting where there's going to be food. Because you never know, what the food's like, what time the food comes. And if it's a business meeting, you want to eat before you go so that you are not swayed one way or another by being hangry or hungry. So just a typical pragmatic thing my dad taught me. Eat before you go. That's right, Jake. Eat before you go. Here we go. Is forgiveness considered charity? To yourself, I think, forgiveness, right? We don't forgive other people. It's because they deserve it. So we're not giving charity to them. So I would think that it could be seen as charity to yourself. by being kind to your future self and forgiving yourself. I can and have never met anyone that hasn't made mistakes, that hasn't need to be routed, that with good intentions need that type of forgiveness. So very good. Let's see here. What is your opinion on the book, The 48 Laws of Power? I'm a big fan of it. I haven't read it recently, but look, understanding the power of intention, understanding the laws of the universe, the reconciliation between those and what is considered energy is crucial. Anyway, Josh Landon, my friend from St. Archer, where are you, my buddy? Are you here? Founder of Ashland Hard Seltzer and St. Archer Brewery. You guys are just killing it with exit after exit. Oh, there we go. Josh is here asking how he's going to do that. All I'm going to do is make you go. We'll put you right there. Let's see if this will work here. Keep my connectivity good. All right. Josh Landon is here, Jake. He's right above you. There he is. What's going on?
Going.
How are you in San Diego?
I am currently in Seattle, but normally I'm in San Diego.
Wow.
Yep.
I was just wondering, I'm down here right now. Anyway, man, you guys are just killing it and wanted to discuss your recent sale of Ashland. And, you've been through 2 exits that I know of and with some of my friends with St. Archer. And
hmm
what have you learned through this process? It seems to me a lot of people start understanding. I was talking about playing chess, not checkers, that you start to build a
hmm
company and understand the rules of the game and the players in the game, and you know exactly what they need with the credibility that you have, and you're able to keep creating different brands in order to, create abundance for you and others.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's been a interesting process, I guess, through the whole thing. I mean, I wasn't a like craft beer or alcohol. I didn't know anything about the alcohol business, and I wasn't a brewer, and I just had the idea to start a brand. So it wasn't really it wasn't the traditional way when I started St. Archer, right? And it just kind of, I think the brand and everything just took off. And um, I think anytime, even in really crowded areas, like saturated markets or what people think is saturated, when you have a great brand and a great story and great product, usually it kind of shines through. Um, but yeah, I mean, selling businesses it's an interesting emotional roller coaster. It's not just rainbows and unicorns from day
I
one.
always say if it was easy, everybody would do it. The other thing that you and I share is a superpower, and that's raising money. And you have learned to raise money as I have in non-traditional and traditional means.
Mhm.
But, being able to raise money is crucial because a company, especially in the alcohol industry, needs to be capitalized not just once, but several times. Your success becomes a demand when you're in the alcohol business. And
Mhm.
scalability of distribution, those demands are quite rapid. What were some of the skill
Mhm.
sets that you naturally had, even from film and directing and writing and producing? What were some of the skill sets that you found useful in raising that money, especially when you needed it? Like everybody doesn't know, they see the end result. I'm sure there was
Right.
zero in the account and you had to get the money.
Definitely. Yeah. I mean, looking back on St. Archer, I think that was the hardest one to raise money for, right? Like I said, I wasn't a brewer. I didn't know anybody in the beer business. Really, there was no reason from a qualification standpoint why somebody would give me money. We raised $3 million for that business from day one. I didn't even know what a capital raise was. But I think if you can authentically, share your vision with people and I think you know, get people to understand what you're trying to do. And then also I moved my family to San Diego. My daughter was 3.5. My oldest son was 6 months old, and my wife and I moved, and people they're like, this guy has to succeed. He just moved to a new place with 2 little kids, and I was all in. There was no backup plan, and I was going to make St. Archer work no matter what. And I think when people see that, kind of back up against the wall and you have to make something happen, I think people gravitate towards that. And it worked out. But I think, it seems everyone always asks, how do you raise money for these businesses? But really the people are believing in me, right? No one who invests in, St. Archer or Ashland or any of the other businesses I've done there, they don't know anything about hard seltzer or craft beer. They're just trusting me to carry out the vision and protect their investment. And I think if you can make people feel like you can do that, then you should be able to raise some capital.
What was the difference between the successful companies that you've had and, let's say, you don't have to name the name, but one that just didn't work out? And, what was, do you think, the difference? Because it's the same entrepreneur. What was the lesson or the difference between the successful ones and the ones that don't work out?
I actually, knock on wood, I haven't had one not work
Oh,
out yet.
back, brother.
Um, which is good. Yeah, I'm still batting 1,000, which is good.
You're better than Tony Gwynn, buddy. That's awesome.
Yeah, well, I don't know about that, especially here in San Diego. That's like sacrilegious to say something like that. But I think yeah, I haven't been there yet. I think I think when companies, we've gone through the ups and downs, but ultimately the brands have prevailed, and in some cases we've pivoted to something else to ensure success. And you never know. Even when you make decisions to change things up, you never know what could happen. But yeah, from a brand perspective, I haven't taken an L yet,
Nice.
so I guess that's
You're
good.
not going to. We don't believe in L's, not when you have that track record behind you. Now, you've
No
gone the
way,
craft
man.
beer route. You have the hard seltzer route. What's next? Last question? What's next for you?
Yeah, I mean, I'm plenty busy with Ashland, and just going to keep that going. And we're trying to make enough product to, get out of California eventually. And we've come nowhere close. We've never had enough liquid, and the sales are. I've never seen people must be showering in Ashland, because I don't know how we're selling as much as we are. But yeah, I mean, that's the plan. Focused on Ashland and keep going.
Well, I heard the campaign that, washing your hair with beer is good. So maybe someone out there is telling them Ashland Hard Seltzer is the way to wash yourself and drink yourself. It's an internal and external, completely satisfying beverage. So somehow, just do me one favor, Josh. Next time you
Yes.
start a company, call me. I have a check waiting for you. Okay.
You're my guy. Let's do it. Let's
All right,
go.
say hi to all my friends there at St. Archer and Ashland. You got some great partners with you as well. Thanks for joining me. Last thing, people can reach you at ashlandhardseltzer.com. Anywhere else they can find you? Oh,
That's
I think we lost it.
it. Thanks, man. I'll see
All right, see you later. Thanks, brother. Come back. Call me when you're in San Diego. All right, we got some great entrepreneurs, especially in the beverage space in San Diego. The great Rick Zeiler. Took Jaeger and Grey Goose, and now he had the Zeiler Imports, but one of my favorite entrepreneurs here in San Diego. But one of many, of course, of course, of course. All right, I saw my other friend Rebecca here. Let me see. I saw Rebecca. She's here. Um, I will grab her. Rebecca Louisa Smith. Bring her on. She is has a quick question. CEO and founder of the Film Festival, Doctor. Hi.
Hi, David. How are you?
I'm blessed. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm based in Mexico City, so hello from Mexico.
Oh, I love Mexico City. And how's everything down there going?
It's good. I mean, we've got lovely weather. As you can probably see there's sun coming in the background. It's not complaining. And it gets to the point where it can get in the middle of the day, like, oh, wow, it's certainly hotter than I thought it was. But it's going good. And it's really good to work remotely here, because when you've got internet, it's all you need for your business.
I I love the internet. That's all I have to say. But good thing my car doesn't work like the internet, or I never get anywhere. Anyway, you have the Film Festival Doctor, and I thought you give me just a quick background, and then you had a question for me.
That's right. So my company is called, as you said, the Film Festival Doctor, and I work in the area of film distribution. And what we do is we help our clients get their film seen in festivals around the world and win awards. So far, I've worked with over probably 800 creatives all over the world for the past 11 years. And we've helped our clients win over 1,000 awards and one Oscar nomination, 2016 for a short. So really exciting. And I love what I do. And I've actually just recently, a couple of months ago, published a book, which is called Born to Do It. Become the leader of business niche using powerful spiritual techniques. So it teaches you how to tap into what you're supposed to be doing, what you're born to do, your soul purpose, and how to start up your first business using spiritual techniques and also business practices that everyone should use. So yeah, so it's a business.
I highly endorse the book, and I know if you can find your what, that why will come, and you'll find this great reconciliation between the pragmatic world and the spiritual one, like you have. And I will tell you, just being on here, I apologize beforehand for all of the people in my network that are going to be reaching out, because I know how many need your service and need your value and productivity with film festivals. And when I was with Lee Steinberg, we were the founding sponsor of the Newport Beach Film Festival, which is one of the biggest. And
I love that festival. I love that festival. And they tried their best to make it live last year, but they had to go online in the end. But they're really committed, and they're wonderful films. And Greg that runs it is great.
Greg is wonderful. Yeah, I have worked with him for over a decade and the whole staff there. But anyway, what question can I help you with?
So my book is all about, one of the things it mentions is it's very important that you find your business niche. So my question to you is, how did you find your business niche? What drew you to do what you want to do?
Well, one thing is open-mindedness. And, I always talk to people that, I grew up in a family that was doctor, lawyer, or failure. And I had one blessing, even though it was misguided, I wanted to be rich. So when you have the perspective that you want to make as much money as you can, you're open mind, meaning you're looking for the best opportunities and you're evaluating at all time what's better by some what. And so I created 5 daily practices to answer this question. And I'm more than happy to send them to you and anyone else for free with my book, by the way, david@dmeltzer.com. That's why I pinned it there. But here's what they are. 1, know your what every day. So know what you want personally, where your non-negotiables are, what you want to experience, what you want to give or produce or be of service with, and then what you want to receive. And then balance those every single day. And don't be afraid of making mistakes. Don't be afraid of changing your mind. Don't be afraid of being a hypocrite. And if you take inventory of your what every day, and then search out and know your who, meaning who sits in the situation of your what, because we all know the fastest way to get to where you want to be is to find someone that's already there and ask them for directions. Yeah. Then you can know your how, which I use the power of the universe like you do. I allow things to happen. I have a mathematical equation of luck, starting to pay attention to the things I have planned. I don't have planned my sleep. I give intention, the things I think, say, do, believe, all of these different things. Attention plus intention equals the coincidences that I want, as they have occurred in your life as well. And then know your now. So many people will actually go through subconsciously knowing their what, knowing their who, and knowing their how, but then they don't know their now. They don't prioritize by what's important. They go ahead and allow the interference in their life to disguise itself as what's most important. They disguise it with urgency instead of the values in which they have prescribed earlier in the day for themselves, the what, the who, and the how. And so with that prescription, with that focus, with that baseline, knowing your what, your who, your how, and your now you can know your why. You can raise your awareness, elevate your vibration. We all know you can't be aware of that which vibrates, only which vibrates equal to or less than you. So by elevating your frequency and your awareness, your why will come through, aligned with your what, your who, your how, and your now. So those 5 daily practices are a perfect addendum to your wonderful book. Everyone should reach out and grab that book. Email me. I'll be more than happy to send you those and my book for free, david@dmeltzer.com. Where can people find you, Rebecca?
So the best places would be Instagram, which is @RebeccaFilmDr, Film Doctor. Our website is RebeccaLouisaSmith.com.
Awesome. Well, I can't wait to read your book. I know I have a perfect addendum to it. You get it, and there's no doubt. And I'm, again, apologetic for all the people that are going to come your way asking for you. So so much.
Thank you.
All right, take
It's been
care.
great to connect. Thank you so
Great.
much.
Bye, Rebecca. Thank you.
Bye.
What a terrific business. Who would have ever thought you could be a film festival doctor? They didn't tell me that when I went to school. That's what happens when you have an open mind, when you utilize the 5 daily practices, when you read books like Rebecca's book, which is Born to Do It, which is probably incorporating all of my 5 daily practices. Right there below, david@dmeltzer.com. Join my text community, 949-298-2905. It's pinned right here, 949-298-2905. We're just moving and grooving. Colton is here right on time. I have the best friends on Instagram. They're all very prompt. They're all helping us so much in all different areas. And there he is, right on time, Colton Horn. He is the co-founder of Brain Fuel, spelled a little bit differently, but helping out with the mental health benefits side of things. So needed today, but I think tomorrow is what I'm most concerned about with mental health and the benefits of what's going to help keep us in our highest frequency, our balance, our happiness, our baseline, our plateau and grow. And Brain Fuel is absolutely one of the greatest ways to help us with the challenges that so many of us face. Colton, what inspired you to come up with Brain Fuel?
Yeah, David. Well, first of all, great to meet you. Good morning. Brain Fuel has an interesting origin story, and it starts with my father. He's an eye surgeon, and he's also a pharmaceutical inventor. And at the intersection of those two fields is where Brain Fuel was born, because as you know, when he has 11-hour surgery days, he needs to find a way to stay alert and sharp through those entire days. And so he started looking at caffeine, the molecule, and trying to figure out, is caffeine really energy, or is caffeine just a stimulant? And as it turns out, caffeine revs up your brain metabolism. But to really be sharp for a whole day without the crash or the jitters that is commonly stigmatized with caffeine, you have to be able to support caffeine properly. So with Brain Fuel, we add in low glycemic metabolic fuels like collagen and D-ribose and MCT oil. And then we add in powerful antioxidants like vitamin C, vitamin E, and beetroot, and some other brain-boosting ingredients like zinc, L-theanine, and creatine. Put it all together. That's Brain Fuel. He started getting great results on surgery days. He shared it with me. I gave it to my college friends, and they were drinking it for finals, loving it as a study tool. And I knew that we were onto something. So we brought it through the Founder Institute Accelerator Program, and we launched it last year, just before Christmas in December 2020.
And, a lot of young entrepreneurs think about not going to college, right? Because they want to focus on things like Brain Fuel. Meanwhile, you go to one of the most prestigious colleges in our country. I'm hoping you give the Brain Fuel to Slater because he's coming to the Chargers, and make sure that he stays on top of it for Justin Herbert's sake and my 11-year-old son's sake, to make sure that we get ourselves a Super Bowl sooner or later. But how were you able to balance, one of the most rigorous colleges in the country with, having a successful startup in an accelerator program?
Yeah, it's a great question, and I think that there's a common misconception of that you can't do both, and that it is better to drop out and fully pursue your business full time. And what I would say is, if you have a mindset of abundance, you can really dig into the value of being a college student and trying to start the business and being a part of a college community. And Brain Fuel is really designed to serve mental athletes, which includes college students and entrepreneurs and all sorts of professionals who need to use their brain all day. So I really just tried to lean in to the college community, soak up all the input, soak up all the feedback, and design Brain Fuel with that group in mind. So, and not to mention, there's also tons of resources at colleges with faculty and programs and incubators to help a product launch like Brain Fuel.
Yeah, extraordinary, and so many used for. But one of the most interesting things I found is one of my good friends is part of your venture now, Phil Hellmuth, who is the probably greatest poker player of all times. And there's no better use for the Brain Fuel than to utilize it in a poker game. How did you get to meet Phil, and why did he get involved?
You are totally right that a great poker player is possibly the perfect representation of a mental athlete. I was able to get in touch with Phil through a mentor of mine. Before Brain Fuel, I was working with Cutco, first as a sales rep selling knives, door to door and on the phone. and then opening an office. And I was able to connect with the Western region manager who runs the state of California. And he is good friends with Phil, and they play poker together. So when I gave him product, he said this would be great for poker. This would be great for Phil. Turns out Phil loved it. Phil was winning money on it. And I don't know if you saw last night, the rematch, round 2, Helmuth versus Negreanu, was a tremendous battle, 5-hour marathon, and Phil edged it out. So that was a great testament to the product and a very, an enjoyable time too.
And it's obviously for you to use been very beneficial with all the different things that you have going on. You have internally what I call a quantum entrepreneurial nature about you. As you were talking about starting your own Cutco business, although your father's a doctor, you're at an Ivy League school, an incredible academic and well-rounded individual, but yet you are inspired to make your own money, to build your own business, to do all of these things. Where do you think that came from? What percentage of it were you born with, and what percentage did you learn?
Well, I appreciate you saying that. And, I think that my drive and passion for what we're building is a combination of, who I am in DNA and how I was raised, and just the meaning and fulfillment that is associated with what I'm trying to do now. I love building, turning ideas into reality. I love working with my dad. I love making an impact and serving a product to people that can really benefit from it mentally. So I think for me, it's just about, happiness and the consistency of what we're trying to build day in and day out is what really keeps me going forward.
That's awesome. Now, what's the biggest lesson that you've learned? Because, it's one thing to be entrepreneurial, but, it takes time to pay the dummy taxes. I say, no matter who you have surrounded yourself with, what stage your business is at. I'm 53 years old and I get lessons every single day. That's what I love about being an entrepreneur. I get to utilize the GPS of faith that reroutes me from every mistake, setback, and failure that I have into a better place, a better situation, or it even changes my destiny for me or my destination for me. What's like the one lesson that you've learned in the entrepreneurial side of things throughout your journey so far?
For me, it's about being very self-aware and knowing what I don't know, and recognizing that I am in so many ways a rookie, and just learning as I go, and that I haven't been here before. So trying to align myself in communities of people that have been there, people that have various perspectives that I can learn from and find mentors. That's part of why I wanted to be part of an incubator like Founder Institute, where I was surrounded by 30 other founders and part of that startup ecosystem, so I can just continue learning. So I guess the point or the lesson would be, the way I look at entrepreneurship as a 22-year-old is, I might not know the answers of how to go where we want to go, but I know that the answers are out there and there's people that have done it before. And if I can just be a sponge and learn and absorb, then hopefully we can keep moving the ball forward.
Well, I will tell you this, my friend Colton, don't lose that lesson, because people ask me all the time, what would you tell your 23-year-old self? And it's the same thing I tell my 53, 43, 33. Ask for help. Radical humility is a superpower. And when you can find and know your what, who sits in the situation that you want to be in, and get directions from them, it makes it a lot easier to get to where you want to go. So I will tell you, thank you so much. I'm looking forward to you graduating, looking forward to being of service. Send me out some samples, my friend. I need some brain fuel, that's for sure, with everything I got going on. 3 teenage daughters alone. Forget poker. I'm a poster child for brain fuel. So thanks so much. Where can people find it?
Absolutely. Would love to get you some. You can find it on brainfuel.com. We are running a 30% discount today and today only. And soon, hopefully, we will be in stores all around the country.
I'm happy to help you. Excellent job. You are a pure entrepreneur. Your dad should be proud of you. And congratulations on graduating Northwestern. What an incredible accomplishment as well, with everything else you're doing. You should be proud of yourself. Thanks for joining me, Colton.
Thank you very much, David. Appreciate it.
Take care. Awesome job. All right. You got the top of the top there. It doesn't get any better than that. All right, let's take a couple questions. It is Truthful Thursdays. We're all going to put attention and intention on being as truthful as we can, on pursuing our potential and our truth. And so we want to come to grips that The truth vibrates the fastest and will always come out. David@dmeltzer.com if you want the 5 daily practices or my book. Just email me, david@dmeltzer.com. It's free. I'll send you my ebook, my audio book. I'll sign a copy, pay for shipping, and send it to you. Not a problem. All you got to do is email me. I'll give you the 5 daily practices and my book. If you haven't joined my text community and would like, the number's right here, 949-298-2905. All right, let's take a question here. And we are moving and grooving on Truthful Thursdays. How do I stay motivated when everything I try keeps failing? First of all, everything you're trying is not failing. It may not be going the way that you want it to go, but you have to institute the law of gravity and tell yourself, I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be. I'm at the right place at the perfect time. Then institute the law of Goya. I'm going to continue to get off my ass. I'm going to use motivation to get up and inspiration to get me there. And I'm going to use faith in the law of attraction to know that faith is the GPS that will reroute me to a better place, a better situation. It will even change my destination. It's the best GPS ever. So use the law of gravity, the law of Goya, and the law of attraction. You can do it, my friend. It will not only get you motivated, but keep you inspired. Motivation is temporary. It'll get you up, get you back up, get you started, get you back started. Inspiration will get you there. Here we go. When do you think life goes back to normal from this pandemic? It'll never go back to what it was. We're constantly accelerating, growing, and changing. With great change comes great opportunity. The question is what skills, knowledge, and desire do I have that is synergistic to what's doing well now? What is stable now? What I think will be doing well in the future? I am not looking to go back. I'm not stumbling on the roadblocks behind me. There is no backwards. There is no normal. There is just change. The only certainty that we have is forgiveness and change. The only certainty that is created is through gratefulness, being able to find the light, the love, and the lessons in what's going on. The forgiveness to make those mistakes, to fail, to set back, to turn in a better direction, and accountability. What have you done to attract what you have in your life, regardless of what's going on outside of you? You cannot find outside of you what you can't find inside of you. Let's all take a look at this. We're going to end up in a better place, in a better position. I promise you. Let's not look for normal. Let's look for extraordinary. Things are changing. With great change comes this great opportunity. If you look and take inventory of your skills, knowledge, and desire, apply them to what's aligned with, synergistic, or supplementary to 3 things. What's doing well, what's stable, and what you think is going to do well. It's that easy. If you want these 5 daily practices, I will send them to you for free. David@dmeltzer.com. Patrick Henry Williams, good to see you. I see Scott Kaplan's show is on Channel 4 in San Diego. I'm at the Beach House. I saw him on TV. His little podcast with Scott Kaplan and crew. Big shout out to him. And moreover, it is Truthful Thursdays, everybody. Let's try to be as truthful as we can and pursue our own potential. Yes, I am on a roll. Jesus, are you? Let's be as close to the truth as possible. Here we go. Everyone, remember, most importantly, email me if you want those 5 daily practices, my ebook, my audiobook, my written book, signed, sealed, delivered to you, paid for shipping, not a problem. Just please remember, be kind to your future self and do good deeds. We'll see you tomorrow. Thanks.